All right, well, good afternoon. I am Mary Smith, President and CEO of Visit Hershey in Harrisburg, the official destination marketing organization for Dauphin County. It is so great to see all of you here today, and I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy schedules to come and attend the announcement of the launch of the Harrisburg Arts District mobile app. This free platform will make planning your day or weekend in the Harrisburg Arts District easier than ever. But before we talk about what the Harrisburg Arts District app is and what it does, I'd like to recognize the inspiration and support behind this initiative. First, I want to recognize the Harrisburg arts community, the artists, the galleries, the musicians, the artisan bakers, the craft breweries, the performance venues, and all the small businesses whose talents and dedication to the community made the idea of the Arts District possible. I also want to recognize the Pennsylvania Council on the Arts, the Dauphin County Commissioners, the City of Harrisburg, and Harristown Enterprises, who join us in the collaborative effort to share the message that the capital city has a thriving arts and culture scene. The development of not only the Arts District app, but also the website, marketing campaigns, PR efforts, and marketing collateral would not have been possible without the talented work of the marketing, communications, and experience development teams at Visit Hershey in Harrisburg. Thanks to all of you for all the work you did on this initiative. Harrisburg's cultural heartbeat is in its theaters, museums, galleries, public art, and performance venues. The Harrisburg's Art District is a walkable area encompassing parts of the capital city's downtown, midtown, and riverfront areas. The Arts District app is in part an extension of the Arts District website that is used as a planning tool. The app highlights curated walks where visitors can listen to audio tours describing the colorful murals or learn the history about iconic monuments near the Capitol and throughout the district. The app also offers the ability to create an itinerary and share it with your friends. It highlights events, museums, galleries, public art, and places to eat, drink, and shop throughout the Arts District. At this time, I'd like to introduce Pennsylvania Council on the Arts Executive Director Carl Blischka. PCA's commitment to elevating arts communities across the Commonwealth is vital and so very appreciative. Visit Hershey in Harrisburg received a PCA Creative Communities Grant earlier this spring, which has played a vital role in our ability to develop this app. Carl?
Thank you. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I am Carl Blischka, Executive Director of the Council on the Arts. So my first job today is to ask you, does everybody know that the state has a state arts council? Raise your hand if you know. That's very good. Well, I'm here to tell you that the state has a state arts council, and we work hard every day to strengthen Pennsylvania's communities through the arts, through the creative sector. Okay, I'm going to ask one more time. How many people in this room know that the state has a state arts council? 100%. I get an A for the day. Well, it's really good to be here with you today in this beautiful place, the Susquehanna Art Museum in Harrisburg, in the Harrisburg Art District. We're very interested in two things. One, the power of place, and all the economic activity that comes out from the creative sector. So let's talk about place, and we heard a little bit about that in the opening remarks. Place is important, it's where we live. Place is the driver of decisions that are made about where we want to live, where we want to visit, where we want to invest. And we are so pleased to support the Hershey Harrisburg Visitors Bureau as we look at celebrating this place and letting everybody know about all the assets that are in Harrisburg that are related to the creative sector. It's important, and the app is a beautiful way to do that, and we're so happy to work on this partnership and work with these great partners. I have to say a little bit about the creative economy too. we're a big part of how Pennsylvanians are employed, how we create economic opportunity. So here's a couple of key stats. Are you ready for this? Do you have your pen ready? Yes, we do. Did you know that in Pennsylvania, the creative sector is a $30 billion value add to our economy every year? That's 30 billion with a B. And it employs 175,000 Pennsylvanians. And the compensation for those jobs is $15 billion a year. That's real Pennsylvanians being supported through the creative sector, adding to our place, adding to our economic opportunity. So I would be remiss if I didn't call out our agency's director of creative communities and the creative economy, Sarah Merritt. She's instrumental in developing this program that supports projects like this and similar community development projects all over the Commonwealth. If you haven't met Sarah yet, you really should. She is the go-to person now in the state for connecting with resources to have your own community development plan that involves the creative sector. So again, we look forward to the development and to the promotion of this art district. I live in Harrisburg, so this is important. And I can tell you all these assets, including this beautiful place, make Harrisburg a great place to live. So let's go onward and upward. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Carl, and thank you, Sarah. Since launching the Harrisburg Arts District last summer, Visit Hershey in Harrisburg has invested over $80,000 in development of the website, marketing collateral, the app, and multimedia marketing campaigns consisting of billboards, digital display, video, print advertising, and social media. The marketing campaigns were made possible in part by the Dauphin County Commissioners, whose support of initiatives like the Arts District through tourism grants is critical to driving economic impact to our destination. It is my honor to bring Commissioner Hartwick to the podium to say a few words.
Now hold your applause, please. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great day to be at the Susquehanna Art Museum. I don't know of a day that's not a great day to be at the Susquehanna Art Museum with great surroundings, but even more importantly, with a partnership that, quite frankly, I'm excited about. And believe it or not, I believe the idea might have even come from somebody around here that has a lot of great ideas, and this one actually came to fruition. So we are truly, truly grateful to the partnerships and the folks that are here. We also know that, from my perspective, Harrisburg and this region has done incredibly well related to talent, art, and the ability to produce world-class level artists and art, as well as poetry, singing. They say sometimes pressure makes diamonds. I will challenge you to say that Harrisburg has some of the purest diamonds anywhere in the nation, and to be able to offer a venue and an opportunity for tourists to be able to experience some of that world-class art, some of the venues that exist here, the murals, the nightlife and activity that exists as a result of the Arts District doesn't happen by somebody just asking somebody on the street anymore. You have to be sort of driven there. The idea of being able to access that information in one location that's attached to the Visitors Bureau's website is critical in being able to develop and continue to promote the tourism that exists within the arts community. We know that it's also important that government is not good at running everything. You understand that? Like, people oftentimes want to try to get involved in areas that they quite frankly don't have expertise in. And we are truly blessed to be able to partner with the Hershey Harrisburg Visitors Bureau and a number of partners that have taken tourism in this region to the next level. I think it was about 2.4 billion the last time that I looked, the second leading industry in Dauphin County, and our ability to see even record number of hotel stays this year is an indication that we are only moving in a stronger way with promoting this region and the value that exists between Hershey and Harrisburg. Oftentimes we know Hershey and the brand, but downtown Harrisburg offers an experience in an urban community that's unlike any other. When you combine the two together, you certainly have a winning combination. And one of the other things I'd just like to say is, as a region, sometimes we're critical of ourselves in many ways. We want to talk about what we don't have and the issues and the conflicts that may exist. rather than focusing on the gems that we do have. And in this case, I think this gives us a great opportunity to highlight and to provide economic opportunity for those artists who have been putting in the work and doing the necessary pieces to continuing with fundraising through difficult times, continuing to keep venues like this open, continuing to push forward despite these coordinated efforts. And I think today is a step and an investment made. I think it was $50,000 that we've been able to provide for this opportunity from our side to be able to ensure that this is a reality. So I'm looking forward to the results, and I'm looking forward as a fan of the arts to being able to participate and understand and even know more about what's in your backyard. Don't you always find when you travel to other places, you figure out everything that exists in those locations, but sometimes we don't even know what exists in our backyard. So this is an opportunity for us to reacclimate ourselves with all the great assets we have, as well as to ensure visitors from around the state and around the country had that opportunity to enjoy it as well. So thank you, and we are grateful for the partnership. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Hartwick, and thank you again for your support and financial support of this important initiative. The City of Harrisburg does an incredible job of incorporating the Harrisburg art scene into a long list of free special events that take place throughout the city. Those efforts support the local artists and enrich our communities. At this time, I'd like to invite City of Harrisburg Director of Economic Development, Jason Graves, to talk about the importance of a thriving arts community in our capital city.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? This means a whole lot as far as like bringing the art scene and creating an art scene and actually keeping it in the city of Harrisburg in the area. Just had an amazing meeting this morning talking about arts and culture and how we can actually bring those things to relevancy here in this area. Me, myself, being a natural artist myself, is actually brings true to heart. One of the things that we are doing here with this association, with the people here, we are still creating this sense of culture. And with that sense of culture, what that does, it retains the people that we have here versus sending them away. So what we want to do is continue to keep these efforts going and actually growing into a lot larger perspective so we can actually continue to keep the tourism going, hospitality, because we want to keep our creative young talents here in the area. I'm not going to be very, very long, just basically getting to the point. I want to thank everybody here for inviting me to come to actually speak today. And like I said before, this is just the beginning of what can happen actually to the near future. So all of us here, we all need to take a round of applause to ourselves and actually creating the attitude for us, one is to actually create the culture for us to stay here in this area, actually grow it, and then making it larger than what it could be, because we should not come second to larger cities. We are essentially located for people that have access to us very easily, an hour and a half to 2 hours away from every metropolitan city in the Northeast. So why can't we bring those people here? And this is a step to actually get us in the right direction to keep it going. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason, and thank you to Harrisburg City for your support. So, Commissioner alluded to this a little earlier. I'm sure most of you here are familiar with Brad Jones, CEO of Harristown Enterprises, and if you know Brad, you know how passionate he truly is about the city of Harrisburg. And Brad has ideas. He has lots and lots and lots of ideas. However, when Brad approached Visit Hershey Harrisburg about this idea, I'm like, yeah, I think we can actually get behind this one. So let's start this conversation. So at this time, I'd like to invite Brad to the podium to share more about his vision in creating the Harrisburg Arts District.
Thank you, Mary. Well, as Mary said, I tend to come to her with lots of crazy ideas, and she was nice enough to humor me to listen to this one. But really, this is really about the collaboration of this wonderful district. And we have so much to offer here. It's just incredible. One day I was having a conversation with Clark Nicholson from Gamut, and Clark referenced this idea that, he was in the arts district, and I went, wow, good idea, Clark. Like that's really, that's what we have. but we haven't really, had a chance to talk about it that way. So hats off to the Visitors Bureau for really taking this and bringing it to life, and helping collaborate and pulling in all these wonderful assets we have. And they do such a talented staff you have, Mary. You and your team are just, really a gem, and we're lucky to have you all here. Many communities aren't so fortunate to have an organization with so much professionalism and talent to be able to lift up an idea like this and bring it to, a whole different level. And it's really just a pleasure to play a small part in this. And I look forward to watching people discover all these great things that we have within 2 miles of where we're, standing here. And I think this is just the beginning of really a great discovery for people in this region to see all the things that maybe some they knew, but many that they did not. And that discovery process will be wonderful to watch. So thank you all for coming today.
Thanks, Brad, and keep those ideas coming. Okay, and finally, I would like to thank Alice Ann Schwab for hosting us here today at this beautiful Susquehanna Art Museum. I mean, where else can you have such a great backdrop like a vault? I don't think I've ever done a press event with a vault behind me. Here in the heart of Harrisburg Arts District, you have a firsthand look at the power of art and creativity that runs throughout this historic building. Alice Ann, I'd love for you to come up and say a few words of how this Arts District concept and idea will help drive visitation to our Arts District.
So this past weekend, we had a number of visitors here that came to Susquehanna Art Museum. 85% of our visitors were from out of town. That's phenomenal to me, that so many people are realizing that it's a very cool thing to do, to go to a community and figure out where are the arts things as one of their first things. And nobody's really talking about the app, but you've all downloaded it, right? It's so cool. You can go to it and see museums. You click on museums and we pop up, so do some others, which are amazing, but performance, everything that you could want to find in the arts is right on that app. It's so cool. We're here 10 years in January, but there are organizations that have told us, Josh Kessler from Millworks told us that he would never have built Millworks if it weren't for the Susquehanna Art Museum. And I gotta tell you, on a Friday night, we long for the crowds that he gets at Millworks. But the arts drive the community. Right across the street on the corner that used to be known as a strange bar, Josh is opening, and he just put the windows in this morning in honor of your visit, I believe. Josh is going to open early this fall a wine bar, and that's only happening because there is this critical mass of the arts happening in the Harrisburg Arts District. Sean just told me, the man that has developed the next building over, that he has a tenant coming in on that ground floor, and he has already 6 apartments upstairs, but more and more things are happening in this area because people want to be connected to the arts. So yes, Carl, it drives money, but it drives something that's even more important, which is all of those incredible faces, all those feet that are traveling to our doors, to Whitaker Center, to all of the performing arts organizations, and it's just the coolest thing ever. So I don't know, I'm finished talking. Thank you all so much for being here too. This is really cool.
Thank you again to all of our supporters, to all of the artists and gallery owners and museums and everyone who makes up our Arts District. And thank you all again for your time coming out today. That concludes our event.